All right, this is Deadweight, written by me. All right. Interior Max's bedroom night. V and Max are frantically undressing. Things are getting pretty hot and heavy when suddenly Max stops.
I think we should stop.
Stop almost having sex?
V, I like you.
I like you too, Max. You're like a Southeast Asian Shia LaBeouf, but cleaner. And I'm really into Shia LaBeouf.
Well, if we both like each other, maybe instead of us meeting up for drinks at midnight.
It all started with Even Stevens.
And then coming back to mine.
And even after the Transformers movies, well, that passion never really went away.
We could go on a real date.
Fast forward a few years and I'm fapping to that Southern Rat Tail and American Honey.
V, are you even listening?
I am, but I just want to do the sex.
And potentially throw away years of our friendship?
Yes.
The phone rings. Still on top of Max, she picks it up from the side table and silences it. She sits there, pensive, while Max looks up at her expectantly. The phone buzzes again, a message from her sister, Rosalind.
When are you coming home? We don't know how much time she has left.
V shakes her head, lays down, and moves to Max's big spoon, his arms akimbo.
V, are we gonna talk about this?
Do we ever talk about it?
She closes her eyes, but she can feel Max's eyes blowing into her.
Max, I'm so close to blacking out.
No, it's just my special pillow's over there.
Oh, this crusty, drooly thing?
Yeah, it's a sentimental possession.
He tosses it over him and turns around and goes to sleep. But after a few seconds, her eyes flash open. Deadweight! Interior Max's bedroom the next morning. V looks around wearily. With Max breathing deeply, she extricates her lens, puts on her pants, grabs the pillow, and rushes out of the door. Exterior Brooklyn Street, early morning. She bikes frantically, helmet on her head, Max's pillow under her arm. She runs over a rat carcass and nearly falls off. Interior V's apartment moments later. She moves quickly. She brushes her teeth, washes the hot spots, chugs the coffee, hugs the pillow, and gets back on her bike. Exterior Blanche and Rose, moments later. Riding the last block, she's doored by an old white couple and falls, a bruise blossoming on her shoulder. The old white man looks at V, looks at the car, and looks at V again.
Is the car okay?
I think so, dear.
V rolls her eyes, picks up her bike, and walks away. Interior Blanche and Rose day. The restaurant's bustling and V is in her element. A customer raises her hand and V rushes over.
Finally. I'll have a fried thigh and a half order of greens.
Sorry, we don't do half orders of the size anymore.
I had it last time.
I'll check.
Her manager Lizzie rushes over.
34 wants a half order. I told her the policy and she's not happy.
I can hear you talking about me.
V, please, don't.
I'm sorry?
I can hear you talking about me, and frankly, it's unprofessional.
V appears to do some light parkour. She leaps over the table, skirts a chair, and is suddenly in the woman's face.
Actually, I was telling my manager about your issues, as is my job.
Young lady, your attitude is a problem.
I've never heard that one before.
Well, your attitude won't be getting a tip from me.
The customer stomps out, slamming the door behind her.
Have a pleasant day, ma'am.
V, go ahead and take a break.
A break from standing up against the shackles of white priv.
A break from the floor. Take 15.
Exterior, back of Blanche and Rose, continuous. He goes outside and pulls a battered box of jarring clothes from her pocket. Masking tape covers the front, reading, "In case of emergency." She inhales, exhales, coughs like the lung is coming out. And her phone lights. It's her sister again.
Why aren't you picking up? We need you here.
V finishes her cigarette and goes back in. Interior Blanche and Rose continuous. She strides up to Lizzie, who's struggling to navigate the rush.
Lizzie, I have a family emergency and I have to go home.
Is it an actual emergency or are you hungover?
Both?
V, if you leave, I'm going to have to let you go.
Excuse me?
Look, you're really good at your job, and I know this is a difficult time, but you just can't talk to customers like that.
Even when they're starting shit?
And you can't just leave whenever you want to.
Okay. I quit.
Don't quit. Just let me release you so you can get unemployment.
No, I quit. On principle.
She grabs all of her belongings and heads towards the exit. Then she doubles back, grabs a handful of beers.
These were gonna be my shift drinks.
And heads for the door. Before she leaves, she turns around to address Lizzie again.
Oh, Lizzie, I meant to tell you. Another rat baby crawled up the drain this morning. The one next to the raw meat.
Now she has everyone's attention.
Bon appetit!
Interior V's apartment night. Cradling Max's pillow, V sits on the bed, staring into space. Exterior on Solly's house flashback. It's a breezy summer's day. V is lighter and happier, sitting knee to knee with her aunt Solly.
I don't know why you'd feel guilty about dating a white man.
In this economy?
I dated a white man once. I even had sex with him.
Auntie!
I was the 70s. Everyone was doing everyone.
Interior V's apartment, moments later. A knock on the door startles her out of her reverie. Amma walks in.
It's 9 p.m. You've been asleep all day.
Only since the afternoon. This morning I quit the BNR.
About time.
And last night I was at Max's.
Way to steal my man, B.
Amma, I've known him since college.
I'm kidding. Kind of. Anyway, get up. We're going out. I need to scream for Peen.
Amma, I can't. My sister's been texting me and...
Ugh, that cranky old crone. Why don't you just ignore her the way your mom ignores you?
She doesn't ignore me. She just expresses her disappointment in me by never speaking to me.
Whatever. The spirits are calling us. The alcoholic spirits. And the spirits inside of me need to get laid.
I don't know,
It might make you feel better.
I could come out for a little.
Excellent. You can have this, courtesy of Charles Shaw himself.
Amma hands her a mason jar full of wine with a metal straw in it.
And I will need to take pictures for the gram the entire time.
Amma.
My followers must be satiated. All 1,546 of them.
Montage. The music starts blasting from who knows where. Amma and V drink from their mason jars and get dressed in a series of increasingly provocative clothes. All the while, Amma takes pictures, forcing V to work tirelessly on her smiles. Amma ends up in an attention-getting number, a tight American Apparel style dress that hugs her curvy frame. V is the total opposite in jeans and a textured sweatshirt. They nod at each other. This is the way it's supposed to be.
That'll do, that'll do.
Interior, the last straw later. V's at the bar nursing her drink when Amma hurries over, chugs the vodka and soda in her hand, and slams it down on the bar. She looks V up and down.
Okay. Look you, please. I need something for the story.
V tries to smile, but it looks like she's constipated. Amma takes the pictures anyway. No dice.
Is there any way you could try to be more photogenic?
Not really.
Amma tries another picture. Still constipated. She uploads it anyway. She peers at V again and then into her glass.
Well, you're certainly taking it slow.
First time for everything.
Well, I didn't bring you here to be boring.
I didn't get all dressed up to come to our local flower shop / bar.
Drink up. Let's have fun.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Fine. But while you're in there, will you grab a roller too? We're running low.
Interior the last straw bathroom, moments later. In the bathroom stall, V stands up, flushes, and stuffs her bag to the brim with one fly. Then she walks out and looks up. She's not alone. There's an Australian who has frozen midway between doing bumps of cocaine off his keys by the sink.
Oh, good day.
This is a woman's bathroom, you know.
I don't see gender. I don't see race either, just so you know.
V stares at him. The corners of her mouth are pointed downward in disgust, but her eyes are bright. She's into it.
Gross.
She smells slightly, walks over to the sink next to him, and starts washing her hands.
So, are you sharing?
Interior the last straw moments later. V and the Australian come into the bathroom, giggling and flirting. Amma rushes over.
Excuse me? Who is this?
Oh, this is, I'm sorry, what's your name?
My name is...
Oh, you're Australian? That makes you, so much hotter.
Thank you.
No, thank you for being really attractive.
Can I get you girls around?
I'm good, actually.
No, he's not. I'm not either. Let me help you out at the bar.
The Australian smiles and starts walking away. Amma starts to go with him, but V grabs her arm.
Amma, what are you doing?
I'm going after the hot Australian. What are you doing?
I was trying to temporarily escape the void in my soul via his penis.
Oh! Should we have a threesome?
No, we shouldn't have a threesome. I found him. He's mine.
This is not middle school, V. You can't.
Amma rushes to catch up with the Australian.
Can't I?
Dives and walks outside to the bar's backyard. Exterior the last straw backyard, continuous. V again procures her emergency clothes. She closes her eyes tight like she's trying to squeeze a memory out. Interior Ansali's house flashback. V and Ansali are sitting on the couch drinking wine. Ansali's agitated, not really paying attention. She starts slapping herself in the face, gently at first, then violently. V grabs her hands and tries to stop her.
I have to get it out.
Exterior the last straw continuous. In the present, V takes out her emergency clothes and picks up the phone. There's another missed call from her sister and a voice message.
V, I know you're probably feeling like shit.
I'm not feeling like shit.
And I know you're probably beating yourself up about not having been here.
She thinks she knows me just because we slid out of the same birth canal? I don't fucking think so.
And I know you're probably playing the avoidance game by drinking too much.
Nope.
And flirting with some random guy from a different country.
Well...
But the doctor says she might only have a couple of days left. She's waiting for you, Viola. You're her favorite.
He stands silently on the verge of tears, the cigarette almost burning her fingers. She hangs up the phone, then picks it up again to call her sister. She's swiftly interrupted.
There you are.
Here I am.
My name is Ollie, by the way.
I'm Viola. Thanks for letting me borrow your drugs earlier.
He puts his arm around her.
Shots on me.
As her head, they walk back into the bar. Interior the last straw moments later. Almost cozied up at the bar with a group of random Aussies. As V walks up to the bar, Ollie grabs something from his pocket, then the drinks. He hands one to V and one to Amma. They toast.
To V and Emma, our American girls.
What the fuck was that?
The finest American whiskey. Seagram's, baby.
Mine had something crunchy in it.
She looks at the bottom of her glass.
What is this grainy stuff?
No, I'm sure it's not. It's nothing. It's.
Did you
it's
roofie us? I would have had sex with you without being roofied.
No. I wouldn't do such. I wouldn't. No. I gotta go.
Please,
Bye.
Miles.
No.
May I speak with you privately?
They walk towards the bathroom, Amma dragging V the whole way. Interior of the Lost Straw bathroom moments later. Amma quickly snaps a photo of V and herself, catching V unawares. She labels it, "LOL, we're fighting," and quickly uploads it to her Instagram stories. Then,
What in the actual Jonathan Van Ness are you doing?
Saving us from attempted rape?
Those Aussies were showing interest in me, and then here you come talking about Ruby this, Ruby that.
Amma, I'm trying to keep us safe.
No, you're just jealous because someone was showing interest in me instead of you.
Can we just talk about this when we get home?
No, we're gonna talk about this now because I made a promise to myself that I was going home with those Australians. And I was gonna go to cosplay as a dingo and he has my baby. And you're not gonna stop me, V.
Amma rushes out of the bathroom, V close behind. Interior of the Lost Straw continuous. Amma runs messily back out to the bar just in time to see the Australians walking out with a different group of girls. Classic Australians. Amma starts having a fit.
This is your fault.
Yes, it's my fault that I saved you from some creepy Crocodile Dundee motherfuckers. I accept that.
V hugs Amma, who keeps her hand straight by her side. She's drunk and inconsolable.
I loved him.
I know you did, babe. Let's go home.
Exterior Brooklyn Street, moments later. V and Amma walk on, the latter leaning on the former heavily. V uses her other hand to pull out her phone. It's 1 a.m, so naturally she calls Max. It rings a few times, and then, interior Max's apartment intercut. Max wakes up to the sound of his phone ringing. The lights in his small room are on like he was expecting this phone call, but fell asleep anyway. He picks up.
Hey, V.
Hi, Max. You up?
I'm up.
Can I come over?
Not until we talk.
What if I told you I'd been roofied?
Is it true?
Well, it's hard to say yet. Honestly, it's 50-50.
V, I can't keep doing this.
Okay. I understand.
Okay, good.
I'm keeping the pillow.
If you need to keep the pillow, keep the pillow.
I really like the pillow.
Keep the pillow. Good night, V.
Interior V's apartment later. V tucks Amma into bed, still in her too tight dress. Then she walks into the kitchen, puts her straw into a bottle of Charles Shaw, and starts sipping. Interior Rosalind's house flashback. V and Roz are making food in the kitchen. There's a knock at the door, and Roz walks to the entryway to open it. On the other side are a police officer and a defiant Aunt Solly.
Ma'am, do you know this woman?
She's my aunt. What's going on?
She was driving erratically in your neighborhood.
They were following me.
V comes to the door to see the commotion.
Who was following you?
There was nobody else on the street, ma'am.
Trying to lose them because they were following me.
Interior V's apartment continuous. V takes a beat, then she gets up and rushes around the apartment, packing her stuff into an overnight bag. She's out the door for a beat, then she comes back, grabs Max's pillow, and exits again. Interior Metro North train later. Outside of the bathroom, we hear retching. V comes out, wiping her mouth, and sits back in her seat, cuddling Max's crusty pillow and gazing out of the window at the passing Hudson Valley. Interior cab later. Now she's in a cab, barely upright, drifting in and out of sleep while the car floats through suburban green. Exterior Aunt Solly's house flashback. V's on the patio reading a book, and Solly approaches.
Do you need a tampon?
Why? If I do.
Hold on. Here. What do you need it for?
Someone was following me.
Oh, what's going on?
She walks out of the room in a huff. Exterior Rosalind's house later. It's dawn in the Hudson Valley. The grass is awash with dew. Bee drags herself up the walkway to a robin's egg blue door and knocks. After forever, a groggy Rosalind opens the door.
Roz, I'm here. And I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Rosalind rushes her in.
You look like shit. You look like shit. Why are you cradling a dirty pillow?
It's the prized possession of a man who wants to love me or whatever.
And the smell.
Haven't showered. Came directly here after being roofied.
I'm assuming that girl Amma was involved?
She's not just that girl. She's my best friend that I love, but do not like very much.
Anything else?
I got fired, but like whatever, technically I quit, so.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Is she okay?
Do you want to see her?
I don't think I deserve to.
Because you abandoned her.
I didn't abandon her. I just moved to a new city after she was diagnosed with stage 4 cervical cancer and never called her back. And now she's in a coma, and that's barely abandonment, Roz.
Well, we can't go and see her until you shower.
Then I'll shower.
And you might want to put a little effort into your appearance. Our mother has been especially cruel lately.
Does the impending death of her only sister have her channeling Maleficent more than usual?
It most certainly does.
Rosalind turns to go to the kitchen, but stops midway. She turns around and eyes V.
And if that pillow is your new security blanket, please at least put a pillowcase on it. It's really fucking gross.
Interior hospice day. V walks a little behind Rosalind up the stairs of the hospice care center with her pillow in hand, now covered in what can only be described as a fancy burlap sack. Rosalind puts her hand on the door and turns to V ominously.
You need to mentally prepare yourself.
What, like I've never seen a dying person before?
Have you?
One time I thought a homeless guy in my corner was just taking a nap, but the next time I saw him, he was in a body bag.
All right, I warned you.
They open the door. Sally lies there, mostly still.
Well, I asked her whether she wanted to live or not, and she got mad at me. And now she's in a coma.
Hi, Mom.
If she had listened to me, maybe things would have turned out differently. Anyway, the girls are here. I'll see you later.
She turns to her children.
Hey, girls. It's so good of you to come.
I've literally been here every day.
And Viola, I'm so glad you could take time out of your busy schedule to come see your aunt. Have you lost weight?
I've thrown up quite a bit in the last few hours.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's working.
I suspect I was roofied.
Viola!
I know, it took me by surprise too. Who's roofing drinks anymore? It's all very early aughts.
The nurses say that she can hear everything. I don't want the last thing she hears to be a story about you getting drunk at the bar.
Listen, Mom, I know this is a difficult time for you, and...
How would you know? You haven't even been here. Too busy doing God knows what in the city.
Oh, Mother, you know I don't believe in God. I subscribe to a higher power, the ghost of Dumbledore.
Mom, why don't we go downstairs and get some coffee?
The coffee down there is absolutely awful, Rosalind. The pastries, dry as a popcorn fart. The fresh fruit, as withered as my youth.
So that Viola can have a little bit of alone time.
Fine.
They exit the room. Viola puts down the pillow and sidles up to the chair next to Sally, who, despite being unconscious and frankly corpse-like, is pretty glowy. She tentatively reaches for her hand and holds it. She's warm. V starts welling up.
Hi. Mom said you can still hear, so just want to apologize for bragging about getting roofied at the bar without mentioning it was an Australian who did it. You always warned me to stay away from them, and I didn't, and I'm sorry. They really are the worst, just like you said. I'm also sorry for never telling anyone you asked for a tampon. Maybe if I had told someone, maybe they could have caught the cancer earlier, and I'm sorry I left after your diagnosis. It wasn't even for a good reason. I just felt like I had to get far away so I wouldn't fuck anything else up. And I mean, living with a net, my God, it was gonna kill me. Wait, I should not say that. You are literally on your deathbed.
She looks back up at Aunt Sally. It looks like the corners of her mouth have gone up. Is she smiling?
Anyway, I just want to say that I love you. And you mean the world to me.
She gets up and wipes her mouth before going back to the seat next to her aunt and getting comfortable. She searches through a tangle of cords and unplugs a random one, looking up briefly to make sure she hasn't unplugged anything vital. Reassured after a beat, she charges her phone and starts swiping and texting. She drafts a text to Max.
I'd rather dry hump you than dry hump your pillow.
She erases it.
I'm down to talk, but can we communicate with our respective downstairs areas?
No. She deletes it and starts again.
We can talk if you want to talk, but can we cosplay as the main characters from Holes?
She almost hits send, but gets a text from him instead.
Alma says she was roofied last night and you disappeared. Is everything okay?
B sighs. She reaches out her hand to her aunt's.
Auntie, give me the strength I need to talk to this man I like without comparing him to Shia LaBeouf.
Her aunt's hand has cooled. B starts panicking and checks her breathing. It's non-existent.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
She looks around. How did this happen? Then it dawns on her. Could it have been one of the cords she unplugged?
Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
She hastily plugs it back in and looks for any sign of life, but it's not happening. She plugs and unplugs, hoping the miraculous proverb of turning it off and on again will work here, but no dice. B paces back and forth, wearing that constipated anxiety face we now know so well. She drafts another text to Max.
Everything is cool, but I might have just killed my aunt.
Without hitting send, she walks out of the room, the door behind her. She stops for a beat, runs back in, grabs the pillow, and exits again. Exterior hospice continuous. She races down the stairway and out of the front door, simultaneously hailing a cab while trying to light her last half of a jorum. She paces back and forth until a car pulls over. Then she flicks the remaining cigar to the ground and hops in gracelessly.
Train station, please.
Exterior cab continuous. B opens up her messages again, ponders over her text to Max, and hastily deletes it. Then she starts typing again.
Max, I fucked up really, really bad.
As soon as she hits send, her phone rings. It's Roz. She steals herself. When she picks up, it sounds like Roz has been crying. Interior hospice intercut.
V, where did you go?
Just around the corner to get a proper coffee. Is everything okay?
It's done. She's gone.
Oh, Roz.
I feel like she was really waiting for you. Like, she needed you to move on. And I know you probably need a second, but we'll come back once you're done with coffee.
Yeah, I'll come right back.
As she hangs up, the cab pulls up to the train station. She then climbs out. Interior train station continuous. She walks into the train station, straight to a machine, and starts punching. As the ticket prints out, she snatches it and quickly walks to the platform. Interior train station platform continuous. Clutching the pillow to her chest, B looks up and down the train tracks, waiting for the bright lights of the Metro North train to come trundling down. Her phone buzzes violently. It's Roz again. She ignores it and climbs aboard the train. Interior Metro North train continuous. B sits in a window seat, panic etched on her face. Her phone buzzes again. And again. Bee picks it up to several text messages from Rosalind.
Where did you go? What did you do?
Bee slides down in the chair, still holding onto the pillow for dear life.
Fuck me.